17 mysterious moments caught on camera around the world you won't believe. Hello everyone and welcome back to Discovery Fact. My friends, the world we live in is filled with countless strange and astonishing mysteries, so incredible that sometimes even seeing them with your own eyes is hard to believe. Have you ever wondered if there are moments that happen in the blink of an eye, so mysterious that if they hadn't been captured on camera, no one would ever believe they actually occurred? Some phenomena appear and disappear in an instant. Shadowy figures seem to glide across the scene without explanation. And then there are events so baffling that even scientists have yet to provide a satisfying answer. If we only heard these stories from someone else, we'd probably dismiss them as nothing more than products of an overactive imagination. But thanks to the rapid advancement of modern technology, high-resolution cameras have unintentionally preserved countless unbelievable moments, turning what once seemed impossible into compelling evidence that has left millions of people around the world speechless. So what exactly appeared in front of those camera lenses? Were they incredibly rare natural phenomena, mysterious unexplained events, or moments that humanity still cannot fully understand? Every video featured in today's countdown tells a surprising story and may leave you watching it over and over again just to convince yourself that what you saw was real. So get comfortable, prepare yourself for the unexpected, and be sure to watch until the very end because the most fascinating mysteries are still waiting ahead. And now, let's join Discovery Fact as we begin our journey to explore the most mysterious and unbelievable moments ever captured on camera. An alligator goes on a wild chase trying to bite a golfer. The incident took place in Florida, where reptiles are commonly seen roaming golf courses. Most of the time, these animals are calm and pose no danger to golfers, but this case was different. The shocking footage shows an alligator suddenly sprinting from the grass onto a concrete cart path, chasing a golf cart and forcing the driver to make a sharp turn to avoid being attacked. That sudden maneuver nearly sent the golf cart into a nearby pond, an area frequently visited by alligators. The clip was later uploaded to X with the caption, "Golf courses in Florida come with a different kind of hazard." After being shared on social media, the video quickly attracted widespread attention. Most viewers said the terrifying encounter left them on the edge of their seats. The ground waves as if floating on clouds. On October 21st, a man named David Nugent Malone was walking his dog Jake along a trail in the village of Mugdock, Scotland, when he stumbled upon a bizarre sight. The forest floor suddenly began rising and falling continuously, undulating as if a layer of air beneath it were pushing the ground up and down. The strange phenomenon occurred as Storm Babbling swept across the United Kingdom, leaving behind widespread devastation caused by heavy rain and severe flooding. Speaking to BBC reporters, David said, "We've walked through that area hundreds of times, but we've never seen anything like this before." David explained that the surrounding forest was relatively calm after the strongest winds had passed the previous night on October 20th. However, he believed that particular patch of ground seemed to be where the wind was being funneled, causing the ground to lift. Of course, he emphasized that this was only his personal theory, and he admitted that he was just as puzzled by the phenomenon. David later uploaded the video to X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, with the caption, "The earth is taking a deep breath this morning." The video shows Jake appearing just as confused by the strange movement beneath his paws. The dog repeatedly jumps from one spot to another to avoid being lifted by the moving ground, creating an almost dizzying scene. The footage surfaced on social media while Storm Babbling showed no signs of weakening. Torrential rain continued to batter much of the United Kingdom on October 21st. Families in the town of Brecon, Angus, were evacuated after the banks of the South Esker River gave way when the water rose approximately 16 feet above its normal level. In the nearby village of Fowlis, just outside the city of Dundee, Coast Guard teams were called in to assist after a bridge collapsed, sweeping a car away. Since October 19th, Storm Babbling had claimed the lives of 6 people, including 2 in Angus, Scotland. A 57-year-old woman died after being swept into a river, while a 56-year-old man was killed when a falling tree crushed his vehicle. Aggressive hammerhead shark shocks fishermen after being hooked. fact. A group of fishermen off the coast of Key West, Florida had a terrifying experience after hooking an aggressive hammerhead shark. The incident took place on February 22nd. In the video capturing the moment, the fishermen can be seen reeling in a massive hammerhead shark as it thrashes violently beneath the surface of the water. The group also recorded dramatic underwater close-up footage of the aggressive shark swimming dangerously close to their boats, creating a scene that was both frightening and thrilling to witness. After being shared on social media, the video quickly attracted widespread attention. The encounter was not only a one-of-a-kind experience for the fishermen, but also served as inspiration for ocean enthusiasts and anyone fascinated by exploring the underwater world. Was the first person in space actually a woman? Although this unexplained event exists only as an audio recording rather than a video, its authenticity is still considered highly compelling. The recordings made by the Giudica Cordiglia brothers were first released to the public in the early 1960s, and one of them recently resurfaced on the internet, attracting significant attention. The recording is believed to capture the final moments of the first woman who actually traveled into space. It was reportedly recorded on May 23, 1961, 7 days after the Soviets launched her into orbit. According to the two brothers, her mission was to circle our planet 17 times. The audio allegedly captures the female astronaut's final terrifying moments as she attempted to return to Earth. In the recording, she asks about the rapidly rising temperature and desperately tries to find out whether she is crashing. The mysterious light on the railroad tracks. The Gurdon Light is an unexplained supernatural phenomenon that appears near the town of Gurdon, Arkansas. It is described as a glowing white light, though it sometimes appears blue or has an orange tint. These mysterious lights are often seen along an old railroad track about 4 miles north of downtown Gurdon. They hover roughly 1 to 3 feet above the ground, drifting back and forth through the air. Local residents have reported sightings of the Gurdon Light since the 1930s, following the death of Will McLean, a railroad worker. Over time, legends surrounding the lights began to grow. Some say McLean was murdered, while others claim he fell onto the tracks just as a train was speeding toward him. According to the legend, the floating light comes from McLean's lantern, carried by his restless ghost as it wanders the railroad tracks. The story of the mysterious lights along the Gurdon railroad tracks gained nationwide attention in 1994 when NBC featured the unsolved phenomenon in its television series Unsolved Mysteries. Over the years, the area has become a popular destination for visitors, especially around Halloween. People travel there hoping to catch a glimpse of the legendary lights for themselves. The Haunted Pub. Employees at the Carlisle Castle Hotel in Newtown, Sydney have noticed a series of strange events occurring over the years, and many of them have been captured on camera. They have witnessed glasses and bottles falling to the floor even when no one was nearby. However, only one type of drink seems to be at the center of these mysterious incidents: a $27 bottle of red wine. Mr. Bradbury, the owner, believes that if a ghost is responsible for these events, it must have particularly refined taste, since only his most expensive red wine appear to be targeted. Other unusual occurrences include a beer tap turning on by itself, lights flickering and switching off, and strange shadowy figures dancing around the room. Many customers speculate that the ghost could be Old Peter, an elderly man who worked at the pub in the early 1990s. Others believe the spirit is actually Johnny Hoy, Mr. Bradbury's predecessor. The office door suddenly opened on its own. This chilling moment was captured on October 18th in Bangkok, Thailand. In the video, 2 employees are sitting at their desks working when a glass door located more than 15 feet away suddenly swings open on its own. At the time of the incident, there were no strong winds, as the stacks of paper on the desks did not move at all. The entire unbelievable moment was recorded by a security camera. Employee Ann Naruechan said that she got goosebumps when the incident occurred. She could only stare at the door in shock. She still does not understand how it could have opened by itself, and she is convinced that it was the work of a ghost. After the video was posted on social media, it immediately attracted significant attention. Most viewers were surprised by what they saw. However, some people argued that the door must have opened for some other reason and that a ghost was not responsible, contrary to Ann Naruechan's belief. What about you? What do you think caused this mysterious moment? Japan's tsunami ghosts. One of the most devastating and terrifying supernatural experiences can be found in Japan's Tohoku region. Scholars and skeptics have attempted to explain the phenomenon as a simple manifestation of grief, but could the stories featured in Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries actually be true? On March 11, 2011, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck the coastal region, killing nearly 16,000 people and leaving more than 2,500 others still missing. Entire neighborhoods were destroyed, and many families were forced to abandon their homes. In the months and years that followed, reports of strange sightings involving wandering spirits became increasingly common. Taxi drivers described picking up ghostly passengers and running their meters as usual, only for the passengers to disappear before reaching their intended destinations. As a result, the drivers were left to cover the unpaid fares out of their own pockets. Man encounters a frightening scene while walking home. Phongsak Lue Chachanwit was walking home when he noticed a snake holding a bird in its mouth. He immediately began recording as the hungry python dragged a pigeon into the bushes in broad daylight while a crowd of local residents gathered to watch. Another bird perched nearby narrowly escaped becoming prey because the python was busy swallowing its catch. Phongsak said, "The python was enjoying a huge meal. I believe it will stay full for more than a week. I was able to observe it from such a close distance because it was occupied with the pigeon in its mouth. Otherwise, it would have become frightened and quickly slithered away." Members of the Pythonidae family are found primarily in relatively warm and humid regions across Asia, Africa, and Oceania. Pythons are ambush predators that kill their prey by constriction before swallowing it whole. Their diet varies widely depending on the size of the snake. According to estimates, more than 1 million pythons and snakes live in Bangkok. As urban development continues to expand, the number of snakes entering residential and urban areas in search of food has also increased. Each year, the city's emergency services receive more than 50,000 calls requesting assistance with snake removals. Strange phenomenon appears in the sky. Recently, several videos circulating on social media captured an unusual phenomenon, dubbed a mosquito tornado, appearing over the Mudha River in Pune, Maharashtra, India. The videos filmed in the city's Mundhwa, Keshavnagar, and Karadi areas show enormous swarms of mosquitoes taking over the sky. The alarming sight has sparked panic among residents, who say they are facing numerous problems due to the mosquito threat. People living in luxury high-rise buildings in these neighborhoods have been forced to stay indoors and are unable to open their balcony doors. Even gardens and parks have been closed to children. Some residents have taken to social media to express their concerns, urging authorities to take action and clean up the affected areas. Many have pointed out that the mosquito breeding outbreak poses serious health risks, including the spread of diseases such as malaria and dengue fever. Notably, the threat is believed to be linked to rising water levels in the Mulamutha River near Karadi. Authorities are attempting to remove the excess water, but local residents say the situation remains under control. The problem is particularly severe along the riverbanks, affecting a variety of facilities, including skyscrapers, park grounds, schools, sports stadiums, nursing homes, crematoriums, and nearby villages. In addition, the river contains a small dam and a water treatment plant. Water flow has slowed because of these projects, causing water to accumulate and creating ideal breeding conditions for mosquitoes. Workers use an excavator to capture a giant python over 10 feet long. A video clip shows a giant python being lifted high into the air by an excavator. The snake was reportedly discovered by workers clearing tropical rainforest in Dominica. The python was so large that even after being lifted by the machine's boom, part of its body was still touching the ground. The snake was at least 10 feet long and was still alive when it was picked up by the excavator. Since being uploaded to social media, the video has attracted millions of views. Many Reddit users expressed shock at the size of the monster. One person wrote, "It looks like it could be a world record." Another commented, "That is truly a massive python." It remains unclear what species of python appears in the video. Another clip even shows rescue workers struggling to load the snake into the trunk of a car. It was so large that it took 3 people to lift it. Dominica, a Caribbean nation measuring nearly 29 miles long and about 16 miles wide, is often called the Nature Island because of its rich wildlife. One snake species native to the island is the boa constrictor, which can grow up to about 13 feet in length. The snake seen in the video may very well be a member of this species. When attacking its prey, this snake first bites with its teeth before wrapping its body around the victim and squeezing until the animal suffocates. Dominica is home to 17 species of reptiles, including 4 species of snakes and 3 species of turtles. There are several species of snakes in the country, but none are venomous. The largest of them is the boa constrictor. The boa constrictor is a member of the boa family found throughout North, Central, and South America, as well as on several Caribbean islands. This species is known for its striking colors and distinctive patterned skin. After arguing with her boyfriend, woman calmly removes her clothes in the middle of the street. The incident was recorded on February 19th in Tuen Mun District, Hong Kong, China. In the video, a young woman is seen crossing the street while a young man follows behind her before the two become involved in an argument. Afterward, they embrace for about 5 seconds before the man angrily storms off, shouting, "We're done." What happened next surprised onlookers. The woman crossed to the opposite side of the road and ran to a bus stop where she began removing her shoes and clothing. The footage shows the woman taking off her pants and shirt before walking down the street. Seeing this, her boyfriend quickly rushed over to cover her, as she was wearing only her underwear. One witness to the argument said, "I hope they don't do something like this in public again. There's a time and place for everything." After her boyfriend placed a jacket over her shoulders and held her for a while, the woman appeared to calm down. It seemed that the couple reconciled following her unexpected actions. The identities of the couple have not been determined, and some local residents criticized them for causing a public disturbance. Shaolin master challenges an amateur fighter and suffers a bitter defeat. Stemming from a personal dispute, a martial arts master from the Shaolin school and an amateur boxer challenged each other on social media. The two latter met in the ring to settle their differences. However, once the fight began, the Shaolin master was easily defeated by his opponent in just over a minute. Video footage of the match shows that the boxer needed only a single punch, one that did not appear particularly powerful, to knock his opponent out. The identities of both men have not been disclosed. Earlier, in April 2023, a self-proclaimed Shaolin monk named Shi Yongjun faced off against an amateur boxer known as Ah Jun. Their match took place at a shopping mall in Guangdong, China. Shi Yongjun entered the ring wearing a monk's robe and without gloves. He began performing exaggerated martial arts movements in front of Ah Jun. Meanwhile, the amateur boxer wasted no time and delivered 2 crushing punches to the Shaolin monk's face. Shi Yongjun fell to the canvas but managed to get back to his feet before ultimately being knocked out completely. In recent years, Chinese social media has been flooded with videos showing kung fu masters being defeated by MMA fighters or boxers. Many martial arts enthusiasts in China believe that some self-proclaimed masters lack genuine fighting ability and are exploiting the image and reputation of traditional martial arts for personal gain, ultimately damaging the reputation of Chinese kung fu. Ronaldo makes obscene celebration gesture in response to fans chanting Messi's name. Cristiano Ronaldo is facing significant backlash after making an obscene gesture toward fans following Al Nassr's victory on February 25th in the Saudi Pro League. The Portuguese soccer star was celebrating with his teammates on the field after their 3-2 win over Al-Shabaab when opposing fans began chanting the name of Ronaldo's longtime rival, Lionel Messi. As the chants of Messi continued, Ronaldo cupped his hand to his ear toward the Al-Shabaab supporters. He then spread his legs apart and repeatedly moved his hand up and down in what many observers considered an offensive gesture. Although television cameras did not capture the incident, Reuters reported that a fan inside the stadium recorded the moment, and the footage quickly spread across the internet. According to Reuters, Ronaldo was heavily criticized by several Saudi Arabian commentators and analysts, some of whom called for the league's biggest star to be suspended. Saudi newspaper Asharq al-Awsat reported that the country's soccer federation had launched an investigation into the incident, although Al Nassr had not issued any official comment. Ronaldo scored in the 21st minute to give Al Nassr a 1-0 lead, but it was not until Talisca's late goal in the 86th minute that the victory was secured. Saudi soccer fans appear to have learned that chanting Messi's name is almost certain to irritate Ronaldo enough to provoke a reaction, and the February 25th incident was not the first of its kind. In April 2023, Ronaldo made another obscene gesture after Al Hilal supporters chanted Messi's name during a match. A chilling scene unfolds inside a kitchen. This spine-tingling moment was recorded inside a private home in Queensland, Australia. When Murray Poss walked into the kitchen, he discovered 2 pythons locked in a fierce struggle. The snakes repeatedly struck at each other and wrapped their bodies around one another. The homeowner said he allows one of the pythons living in the ceiling above his bedroom to stay there because it helps prevent rats and other pests from entering his home. He told Newsflare, "I know one of these pythons lives in the ceiling above my bedroom. It doesn't worry me because these pythons are harmless and useful for controlling rodents, while also helping keep away the deadly snakes we have seen in this area." Describing the moment he accidentally witnessed the snake battle, he added, "On Sunday, I saw the tail of a large python in the kitchen when I returned from my shed. The python quickly moved under the table and disappeared from my view. When I moved around to see where it had gone, I discovered that it had started wrapping itself around the other python and the fight had begun. I assumed there was a female python nearby, so they were competing with each other." According to Daniel Natush, a python expert at the University of Sydney in Australia, the footage shows two male carpet pythons engaging in a combat ritual. They are trying to push each other's heads down to the ground in order to establish dominance. The ghost of Hampton Court. In England, in 2003, CCTV cameras captured the image of one of the most terrifying ghosts in history. The ghost, nicknamed Skeletor, was filmed at Hampton Court, a Tudor-era palace that was once owned by Cardinal Thomas Wolsey. During the winter of that year, a series of strange activities occurred near one of the palace doors over 3 consecutive days. On the first day, the door was pushed open from the inside by what could only be explained as an invisible hand. On the second day, the camera captured the ghost itself. And on the third day, the invisible hand opened the door once again for the final time. Some tourists claimed they saw a ghostly figure near the entrance in 2003. Believers say the spirit was none other than the palace's Grey Lady, a famous ghost believed to be one of the wives of Henry VIII. Impressive ball retrieval ends with an unexpected twist. Recently, the social media account at Sporinsani shared a video on Twitter featuring a young man's remarkably unique way of retrieving a ball. The video shows a young man performing a handstand, a maneuver that is already difficult on its own. However, what amazed viewers even more was that he not only moved through a puddle using only his hands, but also managed to balance his entire body with one hand while using the other to pick up the ball. He then successfully tossed the ball back onto the bank to a friend waiting above. The young man's agility and impressive skill left viewers in awe. Many people commented to express their surprise and admiration for the unusual ball retrieval technique. The video is currently being widely shared on X and has received a large number of likes and comments. Dear friends, our journey exploring strange and unbelievable moments captured on camera comes to an end here today. We hope that each story you have just watched has brought you not only surprise, but also a deeper realization that the world around us still holds countless mysteries waiting to be discovered. Among all the incredible moments you have seen, which one left the strongest impression on you or made you ask the most questions? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because Discovery Fact is always eager to hear the interesting perspectives from our audience. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming exciting journeys of discovery. Thank you for joining Discovery Fact. We wish you great health and look forward to seeing you again in the next videos.